And since most of you are already on, I'm curious if anyone would like to lead us in a presence practice after we do brief introductions of who's on the call with the Coach Approach Partners and Associates. So I'll just let that hang out there for a minute. I'm Carrie Peters. I am one of the Coach Approach Associate Trainers, and I'm retired from state government, and I'm loving doing the Coach Approach trainings in a lot of different places, in addition to some other projects that I'm pretty passionate about. So that's who I am. I'm going to ask Doris to introduce herself.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Doris Arena, and I am also one of the Coach Approach Associate Trainers. I work for the Office of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services in Harrisburg, but currently, like everybody else, working from home at the present time. And I, like Sherry, am in the midst of doing trainings across the state right now, virtual, which is a new thing for us. But we're learning, and it's actually been a really great experience. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Lisa Snitzer, and I am also a Coach Approach affiliate and trainer, and I'm a family member and supporting family members in a variety of situations in the state. And I'm delighted to be here. It's great to see you all.
And last but not least, I'm Mark Durgan, the Project Director for the Pennsylvania Care Partnership, our host today, and also one of the Coach Approach Partner Associate Trainers. And with that, welcome everybody. As always, we invite you, as you're comfortable and able, to turn your cameras on. And my role is tech today, so if you have questions, comments, concerns, you can always reach out to me via chat. I think with that, I want to turn it over to Sherry.
Thanks, Mark. So since some of you have had a chance to think about whether or not you would like to lead us in a presence practice, I'm going to just be quiet for a moment to see if anyone would like to step up. Last time, I think we did have a volunteer, and it worked out really well. It was a great experience to have somebody from the participants just do it on the spur of the moment. It was pretty cool. Sarah, would you like to do that?
Sure.
Cool. Thank you, Sarah. Great.
Morning, everybody.
Okay.
Sure. So I think lucky enough to get a little practice before this from one of my friends, Renee. So what I'd like everybody to try to do is place your feet flat on the floor. You can certainly close your eyes. If you're not comfortable to close them, that's certainly okay. And while you're closing your eyes, if so, and placing your feet on your floor, I want you to try to sit up straight and just notice your presence in your chair. Most importantly, take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, filling your belly up with air, and then letting that go slowly. What's helpful is that if there's any distracting thoughts coming into your mind, you notice them, but then kind of push them out of your mind a little bit and focus on just being in the moment for right now. And it's helpful if those thoughts keep coming in, not to get distracted or upset with yourself. Certainly normal, but you want to keep practicing on getting those thoughts out of your head and getting back to the center and being present for today. And when you feel comfortable and ready, feel free to open your eyes. And we're getting ready to go into Coach Approach.
Thank you, Sarah. That was
You're
so
welcome.
nice. I am going to turn it over to Doris.
Hey, thank you, Sherry. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome everybody into our webinar today. I know it's been a couple months since we've been together, but in reviewing the title for today's webinar, Filling Your Bucket, I mean, how much more appropriate than in a time like this when there's so many uncertainties and so many complexities going on. You know, we're working from home, the kids are home, they're doing school from home, which is a totally new thing. The whole issue of the COVID, now we have the COVID vaccine and those uncertainties in the election. So we're overwhelmed with complexities. And so it's a very, very good opportunity to really utilize the coach approach skills in these challenging, uncertain times. And so I'd like to kind of open it up and ask some of you, how have you been using or how have you used the coach approach skills in these times? We're going to move forward here. And Sherry, if you can advance the next screen. Thank you. So our learning objectives for today is that we're going to learn more about your energy and your bucket. And we'll go into a little bit more detail about what the bucket is. Discuss how refilling your bucket can create change for you and for your systems. Discover what drains and what fills your energy bucket. Identify and pairs opportunities you have for self-care and reducing stress. And again, at this time in our world, I mean, self-care is so important. Reframing and rethinking what is draining us, to contemplate if this is also what may fill our energy. Thank you. And I'm going to hand it over to Lisa.
Yep. So I'm going to spend just a minute here reminding ourselves what the coach approach skills are. We've had some really great discussion already and some practices. So at its core, the coach approach, the heart of the coach approach is presence. And we had a beautiful presence practice. Thank you, Sarah, this afternoon. Just the core of what we do. We need to be present and centered in order to move forward with any of the other coach approach skills. So listening, engage listening, listening to understand, not necessarily listening to respond. And we had some great examples of that. Both, who were the two folks that just gave some great sharing? Benita and Marilee. So listening, engage listening, not to respond, but to understand. And in part doing that by asking clarifying questions and reflecting. It's another thing that Benita talked so beautifully about. And asking good questions, open-ended questions. How and what? How and what? What is it that you want? How would you get there? And offering feedback. And remembering that 80% of our feedback is most effective if it's positive feedback. 80-20 rule. Remember the 80-20 rule. And creating accountability. So asking, what will you commit to? Not what are you going to do, but what will you commit to? And of course, as we are all living this, modeling the behavior. Showing up being present and listening and clarifying and asking questions. Mark, can you move us on? Yes, so as you come in today, where do you find yourself? Is your mind full, cluttered, all kinds of things on there? Or is your mind open like a dog, just taking a little stroll, looking for a place to do his or her business? So when our mind is clear, we're present and open, we can learn, we can teach, we can be present for others. This is the heart, this is the core of our coach approach. So today, holiday season, wow, I can't believe it. 14th of December. So we're in the middle of Hanukkah. We're gonna have Christmas soon. I confess, I'm not sure when Kwanzaa starts, but it's in here. And we've already talked, we all know there's just tremendous pressure and stress right now in our world, in our communities, in our families. So how can we use the coach approach in this very time? So spending time one-on-one with the people you most care about, are most important to you. And for some, that's going to mean Zoom, phone calls, FaceTime. For your smaller pods or communities, it's going to be who you can spend time with one-on-one. Paying full attention to each person who's speaking, using all those good listening strategies that we have, reflecting, being present for people, and modeling that. And remembering just to be where you are. Try not to live in the past, not to be in the future, but really be present in the moment for yourself and for the people that you love, that you care about, and who you're with. And I see there's some new people who are coming into the room today. So with that, today's topic, today's webinar is really about filling our buckets, filling ourselves, and understanding what comes in, what goes out. And thank you. Cecilia just shared that Kwanzaa starts on December 26th and it ends on January 1st. Thank you. Thank you. So Doris, if you could help us understand what the bucket is.
Sure. Okay, so the bucket, in terms of this slide, is really the bucket is you as a person. And the liquid that we pour into the bucket is your energy. And that can be good energy and it can be bad energy. So we ask, what is it that fills your bucket and what drains your bucket? Okay, and so now I'm going to turn it over to Sherry.
Yep, that's it. Mark, if you can move it to the next slide, please. Thank you. So everybody's going to have to get a piece of paper, marker or a crayon or a pen, something to work on. So I'm going to give you just a moment to make sure you have a piece of paper, a sheet of paper in front of you. And once you get that piece of paper, I'd like you to draw a picture of a bucket. And imagine your energy right now. And as you imagine that, draw a line with how full your energy bucket is at the moment. And before we go any further, just look at your bucket and reflect on, let's say by a show of, I don't know how you can show your hand. Can everybody in that participant thing get the hand thing? There's a hand or a yes or no, I don't know exactly what's there, but whatever you have on your screens and in the participant piece, how many of you have a bucket that's more than half full?
Excuse me, can I share something, Sherry?
Yes.
The very bottom of your screen on the right, there'll be a little smiley face that says reactions.
Ah, that's a good place to find that.
Click on reactions, there's
Thank
a
you.
variety
Lisa.
of reactions.
Thank you. Okay. So it looks like there's some, yeah, we have some raised hands and I can't see everybody, but maybe others can see people. It looks like lots of people have thumbs up. Okay, so how many of you are less than half full? Just, yeah, looks like there's some thumbs there going up and some hands raised. Okay, so we're going to take this a little further, and there's going to be an opportunity to do some practice in pairs in a few minutes. So Mark, can you go to the next slide? Okay, so put a hole in your bucket, just a circle at the bottom. And think about what drains your energy. What is it that drains that energy out through that hole? So as you're thinking about that, either draw or write all of the things that drain your energy, like worry or fear or uncertainty or aging parents or the situation that all of us are in right now with the pandemic. Just think about all of those things. And I'll give you a couple of minutes to write down those things that drain your energy. Thanks, Imani. I see that you've put some in the chat as well. And if you have your paper and you can write it down on your bucket as well, on the paper with your bucket, that'd be great because you'll have an opportunity to share more when we get into pairs. Okay, Mark, can you go to the next slide, please? So now we think about refilling the bucket. So draw some lines of energy pouring into the bucket from the top. And just spend a moment here thinking about what fills your bucket. What helps you with self-care? So write all of those things along with those energy lines that are pouring into the bucket. Things like exercise or sleep or healthy eating or conversations with friends, all of those things that are important to you that fill your bucket and that help you with self-care. I'll give you a few minutes to do that as well.
If my facilitators like to have any last words?
I would just say, remember, as we go forward in this season, it's often a hectic time. Make sure to take care of yourself and make sure you keep your bucket full, because we can't be there for others if we don't take care of ourselves.
And I just echo what Doris just said.